Oh, no.
No, that's fine.
Cookie cat.
I almost drew you as Steven in the first thing, but...
I do like Star's getting up there.
I feel
You're not blowing
that's
out your candles, though, so I feel like you're just bad at wishing.
Yeah, you're not
You
good
can
at
reuse them if
birthday.
they're blown out.
I'm trying to think about which one I want to use.
It's gotta be a big wish.
No.
Big
You
wish.
had multiple chances to blow out candles this weekend, so you get all your wishes.
We just keep relighting it over and over.
More.
I wish for $1 million and world peace.
Oh, that's actually kind of...
Yes, listeners, it's my birthday. Fuck off.
Now you're 14.
You're 14!
I didn't even get that. Fuck. I was like, wait a second. What?
That was an all Dwight thing. That was great. I was surprised.
Wait, that's all Dwight?
That's all Dwight, yeah.
Thank you, Dwight.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought you guys were just waiting for me to leave the room.
No, that was all Dwight. Yeah, I had no clue who to bring
I didn't know
brownies.
either.
But I was gonna do that on a cake and have the people at Jewel, like, write on it to why I rip off bisexual, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'll do it myself.
There was like a different cake that didn't have like a happy birthday on there, but I'm like, I don't interact with people, so I'm just gonna take this one. And it's green, so it's fine.
There we go.
Awesome.
Mom, I hope you're listening. My friends care about me.
Oh.
Score 1 friend, score 0 mom.
Moms who need them.
They only give birth
You
to
need
us.
them once.
Yeah, exactly.
For one time.
Someone like, I know, but I want you guys to tell me if you remember where you are.
Well, me and Tip were exiting
I
away
have
from
10
them.
HP. Does that matter?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, apparently we're not resting.
I'm resting.
I'm like, bitch. Like, he's like, yeah, we're not gonna let you guys do anything. I'm like, what?
Well, I'm not like starting off like you guys woke up.
Do you guys remember where you are? Yeah, Desmond's asleep. Wherever he is right
Yeah,
now.
I don't fucking care. We asleep.
Happy birthday, DJ.
All right,
Oh, did I bring dice? Fuck no.
Alright.
For the first time, I didn't bring dice.
Yep.
yeah, you're multicolored. Like, how many of those did you?
Yeah, you had so many all the time.
I had 2 sets and then a red one.
How many are you supposed to have?
7.
I have 6.
Because we were exiting as we ended. Because it was me, Invisible, with them being like, and we leave, and then you're like, cut.
I'll tell you what you want, what you really want. I'll
tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I wanna Barbie.
By the way, ever since you did...
So, just letting you guys know, now that you guys are split, you can do you can and you probably will.
Have a fun time.
Maybe pencil.
What the hell is that? The erasing top?
Yeah.
Those were supposed to be for bad guys.
It looks like a cowboy. Cowboy hat.
That looks like Caillou.
Caillou, that's fuck Caillou. I don't know for sure.
It's tip
It has-
priorities.
Yeah, his tip.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like I'm sure he peaked when he lost his arm.
Yeah,
No.
I think everyone's
He
had a...
slid down the tunnel.
Oh,
slip
Like a
and
water slide.
Yeah.
And then, like, the people that go after us, like, oh, wow, this is really nice. It's like a cute little water slide.
Everyone has disadvantage in the fight because the ground's slippery. Just
That would have been funny. Man, I wish I could go back in time.
wish I could go back in time and pee.
Well,
I mean, it would be, like, blood and...
yeah, I was about to say blood, but can you please tell me what happened in each person's like eyes? Like just a quick rundown of like why you guys did what you did.
I
and
Shrek'd Desmond.
I tried to save us instead. I got my arm caught up by someone who I thought was a friend, and then I cried and
Did nothing about it.
did nothing.
about it.
We regained our friendship.
Yeah, we're friends now.
Oh, and then I totally forgot who a character was and left the only person that would have been completely relevant in the entire area with the other
And it's
team.
funny because I was like, "Oh, we should take him," and then I was
Oh,
like,
what
"No,
you
we
want?
should."
Yeah.
And I just wanted him because I loved him.
Yeah, take character notes, friends.
He's just cool.
Don't depend on someone to give you the audio because it's not going to happen.
I'm not allowed
William's
to know
nose
what
starts
happened.
You're right. Did you get me tissues?
But just to make sure, you did take the following: Obi, Monroe,
Yeah.
and Tip.
Mm.
All right.
That's what we ended with.
There's 4 of us.
We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
The episode where I snot everywhere. Oh, boy.
Tip's official voice is just Marlena with a cold. Don't smoke, kids. Drugs are bad. This podcast sponsored by Dare.
Isn't it great now?
I don't know.
It's always been great, DJ.
It sucks.
I just remember them at middle school.
I just remember like getting a shirt. I'm like, hell yeah, I got a shirt.
I wish I got a shirt, but wear it ironically.
I
I love
still
it.
have it. I think.
People wear it, and you look at them, and you're like, how much weed are you
You're the
smoking right now?
biggest stoner I know, yeah.
You're literally carrying, like, a fucking shit ton of weed on you.
I want to do a YouTube skit where somebody's, like, very clearly, like, hiding weed on them, and the cop's just like, wait, nah, they're wearing a Dare shirt.
Yeah, this is immediately what I imagined, too. We're not original.
How are you doing, fellow straight edges?
If I recall,
Yeah.
Wait, you can wear your new shirt.
Yeah, happy birthday, DJ, wearing a new shirt.
See what it fits.
Let me see it. Merle casts image.
It really fits DJ's background of wearing Hawaiian shirts.
Dude, you are a Hawaiian shirt kind of guy.
Right?
You're him.
There
I
she goes.
went
There he
to
goes.
his dad's wedding event, and his dad was wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
shush.
That's where it comes from.
Anyway, so if I recall, in a shadow, like a shadow, Lilium, Tip, Monroe, and Obi vanished from the crystal tunnel, leaving behind Norris, Desmond, Eldridge, and friends, also Nigel.
Oh no!
My friend said happy birthday.
Oh.
Tell that friend thank you.
Wait, don't you also? Somebody?
Push.
I'm
Not even. Who the fuck did I know?
Someone, I'm sure. Was it Norris? Was it Nigel? Find out this week.
Alright, it's probably
Still be back
Eldridge.
into character.
Who's the Italian? Okay.
Do Italians
Norris
exist
is
in
making
this world?
spaghetti in the kitchen.
question. Do Italians exist in this? Or are they like fantasy?
A fantasy
The little
Italian.
islands in the bottom right, that's Sicily. That's where they come from.
Oh, that's where my family's from.
Yeah. Fuck Sicilians.
Cool.
Anyway,
Like 30 minutes to start.
it's nighttime by the time you guys reach out of the tunnel. And
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to say that the shadow takes you as far as out of the ravine and maybe farther away from Mount Nusk than the ravine was.
Is it cold? What's the weather like?
It's kind of chilly, but it's not like a summertime. It's just
like a winter time?
it's not a winter time,
Into
no.
fall.
It's between
Spring?
it's between spring and summer. Sprummer. Wow, bummer, dude. Obi and Monroe are there. Obi is still unconscious. Monroe is kind of he doesn't understand what.
Did we stabilize Obi?
Yeah, you stabilized him,
He's,
but like you
He just
didn't.
passed out.
You still passed out though. Tip, you are bleeding profusely
From where, DJ?
from your arm.
Alright.
Okay.
Your right arm, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good.
That's my jerk arm.
Tip. You stole that liquid, didn't you?
Liquid from where? The bar. Yes, actually.
You're shuddering, by the way. It's very cold for you.
Get the liquid.
I will. So I do that. I take the alcohol?
The alcohol.
One bottle of it and I pour it onto my open flesh wound. That's now
Carefully.
nothing.
That's not alcohol, that's a potion of healing.
Perfect.
Congratulations, you're sterilizing it, but it hurts like a bitch.
That
Yeah.
sucks. So I'm screaming, you know.
Can I get a tip screen?
Can I get a tip screen?
I can.
Can we get a tip screen?
I'm all out of tip screens right now.
I would give you a bandage if you
bandage.
if you scream for me.
I have sticks, but no
bandage.
leaves.
Okay,
Oh,
you
we're
doing
gonna
like a fire or some shit?
No. Brand myself.
Oh, with
Monroe steps up behind you and like taps you on the shoulder. What is going on? I can't.
man, come on, hurt. His arm is bleeding. Get with the system. What do you mean?
Weren't you there?
Yeah, and
We're
then I'm
an
here.
hour- You're an hour in. He can still see there during all of it. He's invisible to everyone else. He didn't teleport.
Backtrack.
Where'd you take me? Norris is gonna be furious.
Whatever.
He's ugly.
I'm not gonna. We're gonna take Obi because Obi wants to be with. You gotta be the wingman. You gotta stick with it. Come on.
You don't understand.
Don't understand what.
Norris, he's gonna find us.
Are
I owe him 3 years of my life.
You scared of the big man?
Yes, and you should be too.
That's fine. Anyway, stick with Obi. You lost him for how long, and you're gonna care about this big man instead of him? You weren't there for Obi for this long, and you still want to leave
I didn't
him?
think I had to be there for Obi. I thought he was off in a better place than this.
Well, he's not, so, let's get taking care of him, and taking care of,
When Norris gets here and finds us, he will kill us.
Oh, perfect. I've been wanting death for so long. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Tip, can you please?
I'm gonna bandage up her arm now.
As you're bandaging Tip's arm, it keeps bleeding.
Oh no. We put alcohol in it. Stop the blood.
Yeah, are you sure it stopped the blood? No.
You rolled it.
I did. And it didn't.
Alright, well, I'll show him bow.
You're what? As you're bandaging Tip's arm, you can feel on his body that he's really cold. No warmth whatsoever. Icy. Your breath is becoming very rapid. And I need you to please... Ooh. Constitution saving throw, please.
Well, that's crazy.
That's a nat 1, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
Tip faints.
Fucking die.
Oh no, we've got 2 fainted people on our team. And one of them that's bitching at me.
As Tip faints, Monroe goes over to try and figure out what's going on, looking at you. Now we have another one. Another one. Another one.
Yeah.
I take Tip onto my back.
We need to take her to... Shit. Backtrack, DJ. Please edit that. We need to take him to an... Backtrack, DJ. Please take that back. We need to take him to a... Backtrack.
You have to play. You have to cut, erase, press play.
Yeah. DJ, where do we have to take him?
We have to take him to a cleric. Same with Obi.
Alright, do you know it?
In Mount Noosk. I don't think we're gonna be welcome there anytime soon, though.
Alright, then we're moving on. I'm stolen.
Where? Where are we going?
Just back to the village. Soulwood.
Monroe kind of backs up.
Pesky children.
To Soulwood?
What else?
He looks down. And looks back.
I'm gone.
You're gone. He looks down at Obi, puts him on his back, and comes toward...
Koa's back, so.
What? Oh, Obi's on Koa's back?
Mm-hmm.
Koa faints. No.
It's too cold.
It's too cold.
We're playing the long dark.
No. And he comes up to you. Your lead.
Tell me what's up. We're on our way, but I'm asking what's going on.
My brother is fainted. Your friend is fainted. There's a crocodile shark thing.
You offending Koa?
Koa looks up like...
Right.
As Koa's head moves up, like some drool kind of swings off and falls off his...
Like Koa said.
No, I'm just... That's all that's going on. Is there any question you had more?
Yeah, what's wrong with going to Soulwood?
There's a reason people come to Mount Noosk, then go into Soulwood.
Look, I thought Mount Noosk was just like a metaphor for killing yourself, so you're gonna have to elaborate.
Some people do go there to kill themselves, but that's if they talk to Jamie.
Okay, so elaborate.
Elaborate?
Elaborate.
See, I thought that was, I thought you said elaborate. Elaborate. I was like, what?
DJ, edit this out.
What do you want me to elaborate?
Well, why'd you go to Mount Noosk?
That was the first place I ended up. When I headed out of the forest,
So you've never been to Soulwood?
No, I've only heard stories.
What have you heard?
That it's run by an evil witch who kills people, one by one, every night.
Wow, you know exactly what's up. Okay, let's go.
He starts like...
Nah, I'm joking. She doesn't let people know, so it's fine. She won't, like... It's not like we're gonna walk in and she's gonna be like, ah! Fucking pray! Let me kill everyone at once all of a sudden, like...
Then why risk that?
They're not gonna kill us tonight.
Do you even know a cleric in town?
No.
Then why are we going to Soulwood?
Because there's beds and stuff. There's an infirmary there.
Who runs the infirmary? Is there a cleric that runs the infirmary?
Look. I wasn't there very long, alright? I didn't care. I wanted to get through here. We'll make it down. I mean, you can't have an infirmary and have no one healing there, so like, we'll figure it out.
No, I'm sure there's a cleric there, but do you know who it is?
No. I mean, I guess it's, probably the same person that you're thinking of that kills everyone.
Then why are we going there?
Because she's not gonna come off as a master. She welcomed us in the town to trick us. If we act like we don't know who the fuck she is, it's fine.
Okay, as you are having that conversation, you guys head up towards Soulwood in the distance. Cut to Tip.
Tip's passed out, what do you mean?
Cut to Tip.
Oh, no.
Stop breathing.
You wake up.
Oh boy.
You're surrounded by a forest. It's very dark, but you can tell where you are.
Cool trees.
Cool trees. What do? You hear...
Close my eyes and go back to sleep.
It won't let you.
It won't.
You can't sleep. You can't go back to sleep.
But can I close my eyes?
You can close your eyes.
Alright, cool. Close my eyes.
You hear a bunch of animals and crickets and birds in the distance.
Am I still... I'm just out?
You recognize where you are, though.
Am I back home, or am I still in...
You have some familiarity to it.
Alright, well, can I get up? Like, is it like a struggle?
No, you can get up.
I get up.
You notice when you get up that you have both arms.
Oh boy. Well, first, I probably think it's a dream. So then I'm just going... Okay, so it's just trees.
Just trees. For right here.
I got off both my arms. I walk, I guess.
As you walk, you hear things in the distance, other people talking, things you can understand and you seem to have heard before. And in the distance, you see a tiny crow sitting on a tree. It looks like it's looking at you.
Alright, well, I go up to it and I crouch.
It just kind of stares at you and makes that little purring sound that birds do. I can't do that.
You can't do this.
Bird, the
bird sound.
that one.
Do crows make that sound?
I'm sure they do.
Cool.
I actually looked it up. So
Are you really?
yeah.
I'm gonna walk past it.
Past it?
Yeah.
As you walk past it, it starts following you.
Cool, new friend.
Cut. Desmond.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
You have been brought back. You have been brought to Mount Noosk. It was kind of a silent trip up. Norris followed. Norris led the pack. Kellen and Taro were behind you. Eldridge was at your side. It wasn't like an angry walk. It was just like silent because we don't know what just happened. Norris led the path. And as you guys go up the stairs from the area where the wall had fallen from Obi's touch, you guys walk up and finally you end up back in Norris's room where he overlooks the high top. He walks up to a nearby wall, pushes it, and to any normal person that wasn't Norris that you would think would have trouble moving this wall, but he just slowly, one push, it's halfway open, another push, it's all the way open, and he leads everyone inside and asks for you to follow suit.
What do I see inside the,
It seems like it's a stone table with a kind of just a wooden chair behind it. There's little things surrounding it. There's a little curtain covering one side of the wall, and then it looks like there was a little area where they tried like hammering a window through to see into the high top, but then there's a crack down the middle, so he figured they'd stop right there. Norris takes a seat behind the stool, and then...
And there's no other seats in the room?
Well, there was any seats, but like when you look back, Kellen and Taro they moved in like two other seats. One for you, one for Eldridge.
But there's like a big stone table in the middle.
Yeah. Also, Nigel was with you, but Norris sent him to get back behind the bar.
I would say, the war room. I feel at home here.
You should be. And Nigel has told me a great deal about you. Some things maybe you didn't want me to know.
Very well. Figure. He knows me better than I know myself, it seems like.
Well, he told me that you betrayed your other team as well.
It seems. Betrayal is just my luck.
Well, I actually want to stop that bad luck right here. And he reaches under the thing, and he holds up a gun. He just points it right at you. No, it looks like a very thin scarf. It just looks like a scarf, and you don't know what he's doing with it. He's just holding it up, and he kind of shows it to you, and he's almost like looking at you, asking you to say something about it. Kellen and Taro back up slightly when they see this.
Does Desmond recognize this as like a military ritual or something?
No.
No? No idea what it is.
No idea.
Does anybody else wearing scarves?
No, but Kellen and Taro just backed up slightly.
And what's this?
Well, and he looks at, where would you have your Royal Blue Chariot? The orb thing, that's what you named. On your... Is
it like a physical thing?
Yes.
Or is it like pre-absorbed into my fist?
No, it's a physical thing.
So I can carry it when I'm not using it.
Yeah,
okay.
You can you can put it on your fist, but only for that hour, and then it falls off, and you can't put it anywhere.
I just got it like in like a sack on my hip, like I've got my money bag, and then like I got some other bag of garbage, and then I've got like my bag with the orb in it.
When you came into this mountain, you went the hard way, the way I went when I first got here, and like you, I got something to show for it. You may not know what this is. He puts it on the table, but
I'm backtrack what I was gonna say. No, I'm gonna say I'm fondling my ball sack.
Really?
I'm touching the sack with my ball on it.
Oh, okay.
I'm like fingering my sack with the ball in it. My ball sack.
All right.
I really tried to rephrase it, but I can't.
He looks back at you, and you may not know what this does.
How big is my ball?
Hand size, but like
a softball?
Bigger than a softball.
Bigger than a softball.
But it's squishy.
But not a bowling ball.
Yeah, no. So like it's easily seen. Now, I've seen what yours can do.
You've seen my balls?
No, I haven't seen your balls. But if you'd like, I'd strip you like I did your friend, and I could do it.
Incredible. What's your scarf do, Pansy? It's banter! We're warm,
It's
man. It's banter.
It's banter.
Cheeky banter.
Norris just seems to take it in stride.
Yeah, I give a little chuckle.
This is who you are.
It's my element.
Let's just hope you don't figure out what this does. I'm just gonna leave this here just to let you know that I can use it. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Taro! And Taro kind of steps up and, like, kind of gets real close to Norris. Back up a little. And he kind of backs up. And he's like, not too far. Come back a little forward. And he keeps going. This goes on for, like, 2 more miserable moments for Taro. And then he's like, right there. 2, you didn't help very much in the tunnel. And I think I'm gonna need you to punish yourself. And Taro shudders, and Taro looks at Norris and looks at you almost as if it's like, help. But then he looks back at Norris, and Norris goes, go on. And then Taro takes out a knife, puts his hand on the table, and reaches, like, pulls up his hand as high as he can, like, almost looking at Norris, like, please stop this. And then Norris, after seeing that he's, like, hesitating, he says, do it now. And he brings it down and cuts off one of his thumbs. Shrieks in pain, blood everywhere. Norris turns to Kellen. Kellen, take him down to Nigel, see what he can do. There's just a severed thumb on the ground now. And
they leave the thumb there?
Yeah. Can you... not on the ground, sorry, it lands on the desk. Can you roll for perception? No. Yeah, roll for perception.
Alright. I'm going to say something about this, so before anything goes too far, just let me know.
Okay.
1, so 5.
Alright, 5.
I don't see shit.
You don't notice what I wanted you to notice, but you do after you see the thumb and that it falls down, you kind of look at Kellen and you see he's also missing a couple digits, it would seem. Then they leave the room, leaving you with Eldridge, who is just visibly shaking in his seat, kind of freaking out. And Norris continues, and he kind of picks up the thumb, like eyeing it, and puts it down standing up, like so it's like pointed at you. Yeah.
So this is how you demand loyalty from your men, by maiming themselves.
I demand loyalty as much as I demand anything else. But when they don't do what I ask, they need to be punished, so they know I'm not messing around. Otherwise, I end up with soldiers like you, who defect.
What the fuck does Desmond say?
I don't know, what are you talking to yourself?
A commander should command loyalty from his troops through respect and wisdom. Having them harm themselves like this, it's nothing but fear. When a greater fear comes along, they'll abandon you. It's always how it is. But if a soldier respects you, they'll go to the ends of the earth to die for you.
Tell me, did your friends respect you?
I don't know, Riley. I don't care.
Let me tell you how it is. I didn't used to do this. It wasn't until someone came in here and took out 13 of my other men, all under my nose. And it wasn't they came in here and killed 13 people. One by one they went missing, and I had no clue. I don't care what you think of my methods. All I care about, he stands up and looks down at you, is that you don't defect on me.
Well, let's make one thing straight right away. If you want to be partners, that's understandable. But my days of taking orders are done.
He kind of rubs his hands together and puts it on the scarf. Just kind of threateningly. He kind of stretches out and kind of tightens his grip on it. I want to get out of here. That's all I want to do. He composes himself. They've got 3 amulets. Maybe I should blame you for that. But instincts are telling me otherwise. I think you're an asset. Possibly you could give me the other one. Then from there we could work on it. Until then, I don't think I should consider you my partner. But here's what I'm going to do. After Taro fixes himself up, Taro, Kellen, Nigel, and someone else I think you'll be interested in, or maybe the only person that can actually handle this job correctly, you'll take them to the lake and get that last amulet. And if you don't come back until you have them. Sound like a plan?
A test of strength. That's fine with me.
Good. Now, it's up to you if you want to bring this guy, and he points to Eldritch, and Eldritch kind of flinches at his hand. But I don't think he's going to be much of an asset. But I think I got someone who can be. And he walks up to the curtain that you saw earlier and pulls it back. And what you see is something that you don't understand why that was there. You don't understand who this is. But what you see is a girl, a tiny girl, 14 years old. You would think. Red hair all the way down to her hips, but looks like she takes care of it. Eyes closed, and a shiny necklace. But it looks like a chunk, like a gem, connected to her clothes, but also going around her neck, visibly tight. Her eyes are closed. Here's the part. Out of character, Desmond wouldn't know this, but you would. Looks like it's in this weird kind of schoolgirl outfit. Short sleeves, blue and white, like
a sailor uniform.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, like Japanese schoolgirl sailor uniform.
Yes, blue and white.
Awesome.
But blue and white with yellow brim around. So like, what are those things?
Garters.
She does have thigh highs are the ones with the high socks, right?
Thigh highs are high socks.
Okay, thigh highs too, but those are completely yellow, like a nice, not like mustard colored, but
a nice mustard color. Yeah.
No, not mustard colored,
like
but it's a little. It's a bright yellow. It's vibrant and also has vibrant patterns around her uniform.
Like a lemon yellow or something.
Yellow for sure.
Yeah, sure. But also long red hair, looks like kind of wrapped on the end, and she seems to have something attached to her hip. Is that the
Is there a reason she's in all three primary colors?
You're not there, you don't know. Or is this Marlene asking me?
That's Marlene. I know I'm not part of this. I'm just speaking out.
Well, I'm just there. She just uncloaks and she's visible all of a sudden.
Yeah, like I've just been
Look.
Why is she primary? That's a cute outfit.
Blue, white, and yellow?
You said blue and yellow, and she has red hair.
Yeah, red hair.
Red hair, blue uniform, yellow. That's the three primary
Yellow
colors.
patterns, like yellow spotted patterns all over it, plus the thigh highs. Anyway, and she seems to have some type of, I don't want to say rod, but like a rod-shaped...
We trap now, boys.
Rod-shaped thing attached to her hip with a weird kind of orb on the end of it, 2 spikes sticking out of it, side on side. And he points back to you. This is aloe.
Vera?
God, I'm not changing
Is the spelling the same?
A-L-O?
A-L-O?
Yeah.
No
It's
E?
A-O-L.
No E.
A-L-O-E is aloe, like aloe vera.
It's not aloe vera.
Aloe.
Canon.
This is aloe. She's gonna be your 5th member. Take it or leave it.
Alright.
And he kind of like...
Does she have like her eyes open? She just attached to the wall.
Attached to the wall. He touches the gem, and it kind of vibrates for a second, and then kind of like it. You know how if you touch it, like kind of echoes, and like the light would go,
like turning on an Xbox.
Yeah. And he touches the gem, and it turns yellow, and like zoo, and her eyes flutter open, and she kind of stares robotically straight ahead, not at you, but just straight ahead. And then he gets down and looks at whispers to Aloe. This is Desmond. Follow his orders and make sure the mission is a success. And then he kind of walks out of the room. He leaves the door open. He doesn't push it, and he just walks out of the room, leaving you with Aloe and Eldridge. Eldridge takes it easy, but he just sits there.
So, give me a dossier on who's in my group. Give me the rundown of the names.
Kellen, who is a dwarf, and Taro, who is an orc.
Alright, so we got Kellen, Taro,
Eldridge, and Aloe.
And what's Eldridge's class? He's magey, right?
Warlock.
Oh, does Desmond, through visual whatever, know Taro and Kellen's class?
Not through visual, no. You'll have to ask him.
I'll have to ask him. Okay. The both sword-carrying gentlemen.
Yeah, sure.
So is that the complete team?
That's complete. That's the 5 people plus
she was
Eldridge.
the mystery person. Okay.
Yeah, she was the mystery.
5 including me. Awesome. And Kellen and Taro are still here? Taro just left.
Kellen took Taro downstairs
They took each other.
to Nigel.
So it's me, Eldridge, and Aloe.
Real quick, you guys, Aloe or Aloe? What do you guys think?
Aloe. Aloe sounds cuter.
I turned to Eldridge and I say, well, what do you think of the way things have developed?
Out of the frying pan into the shit. Out of the frying pan.
Out of the frying pan into the shit. Couldn't agree with you more.
Well, you didn't let me finish, but yes. I don't know if we can trust Norris, but I think that's the only way we can get to the amulets.
You've echoed my sentiments perfectly. Let's meet our 5th crew member.
Okay, what do you do?
I approach and I just say, my name is Desmond. I hear you're going to be under my command. Nice to meet you.
From straightforward, she kind of turns her head almost robotically towards you and says, "Hello.
iOS 28.3 activated.
Hello, I'm Aloe, and I will be your soldier today." And then turns back straightforward, eyes unblinking.
I turn to Eldridge and I say, well, full of personality, this one. Follow me. And I walk off.
And she starts following you. This one, it's not robotic, the way she walks kind of almost in a skip, hopping that way towards you.
Oh, God.
swinging her arms and whatever.
Eldridge is uncomfortable. Eldridge is gonna keep walking, and he's just gonna say, "Who the fuck am I? Can I get my character's name right once, please?"
How are you doing, Duncan?
Desmond. Desmond keeps walking, and he says, "So what can you do, Aloe?"
I can do anything that you would like me to do. I have many spells, and I can make sure we are a success.
Awesome. I like the enthusiasm. What kind of spells are we talking?
Would you like a rundown?
I would appreciate that. I'd like to know what my soldiers can do.
She takes out her stick-looking thing with it and kind of doesn't point, but just reaches up and then pulls it back down in front of her face, looking onward. Minor illusion. True strike. Hex. Witch bolt. Protection from evil and good. Comprehend languages.
Alright. Desmond, just like, he's not a wizardy type. So he just keeps walking and he's like, air strike. I like that. Offensive capabilities. He'll do well on my team.
Cut. Back to Tip. You've been going through the forest with this crow behind you, kind of purring. Maybe it's the scene around you seems very familiar to you, but like the more you keep going, it's not getting any less familiar or more familiar. It just seems like it's in the same place, and this thing keeps kind of hooing at you. Not like an owl, but like almost as if trying to get your attention.
I'm gonna turn around and then like crouch near it and kind of ask like,
what do you want? How close are you to it? Face to face?
Yeah.
Kind of like comes up your cheek and like pecks his beak at your cheek. Yeah, he pecks you on the cheek.
Pick it up.
You pick it up?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put it?
I'm gonna lift him up into the air and see if he's gonna guide me.
He guide? Okay. Kind of points up, like back and forth. Looks back down at you and put up and like does it like rapidly.
Right. I look up.
You look up and you see a whole bunch of crows lining the trees, looking down at you.
Alright, cool, I guess.
The other crow comes closer down your shoulder, gets really close to your ear, and maybe even where's your ear?
Where ears would be, I guess.
Is there an ear hole?
I don't know, it's on the inside.
Okay, it doesn't know that you don't have ears or anything. It's saying maybe this is where the ear is because that's where my ear is. Comes down close to where your ear hole is, and you're expecting another whoo, but then you hear, "Hello, Tip.
Hello.
What brings you here today?"
Well, I woke up and I have both arms.
Ah, all right. Well, what would you like to do?
What is there to do?
Depends. What would you want to do?
Go back to my friends.
Your friends?
Yeah, I got Lilium and then some other.
Well, all right. And the scene kind of swirls and changes, but the crows stay there, and they also kind of swirl with the image. And you see a treehouse, and that one seems very familiar to you.
Okay.
Like your home. That's where you used to live. What do you want to do now?
I'm gonna go inside.
Kind of climb up it, and you look inside the treehouse. You see your old friends. The two that you... Tool and Kit.
Tool and Kit, I think.
There's, in the middle, there's two of the sills that you recognize as Kit and Tool. And you also recognize, sitting kind of in one of the branches that are poking into the treehouse, your friend Rox. Didn't he have a necklace?
Yeah.
He is still holding that. He or she?
He.
He has that necklace. And there's Kit and Tool just playing around.
Can they see me?
They can't see you. You're just looking in, and the bird comes down and whispers into your ear. Now, what would you like to do?
I would say, can I say hello to them?
Well, you can say hello. I'm not sure if they'll be able to hear you.
Well, it's useless. Can I take anything from this?
You can take as much as you like.
Okay, well, first off, I'd like to leave this place.
I'm not sure if you can at this point. You might want to join the party if you'd like to say that.
Party like this party?
Oh, this whole place is a party, actually. You'd like balloons?
Yes.
A bunch of balloons appear around you. Even some of the trees that have the tops with the leaves around them, they turn into balloons. Red, blue, green, all a bunch of difference.
Alright, well, I would like to have Lilium here.
Lilium? Could you describe what Lilium looks like?
Fish.
A fish appears in your hand. And it kind of like it kind of turns to you, and like its mouth starts like going like just opening and closing, and the words come out of its mouth, but it doesn't match up with the lips. It says, "I'm Lilium."
Not quite right.
I'm sorry. And the fish disappears.
Oh. Okay.
Do you have any other? One second. And it kind of rotates around you. Like, it starts flying and kind of goes around your head, looking at you. And then it lands back down on your shoulder. Oh, I know. And then all the crows kind of like swirl into one big crow and lands next to you. You recognize it as Orison, but maybe not. Seems a little weird that he would show up in this place. Hello, Tip.
Hello, and who are you?
Your friend, Orison.
Oh, shit. What's up, my dude?
Nothing much. I just came back to thank you again. Is there anything you'd like? I have many things. And some of the birds kind of that make up his whole body shuffle forward, holding rings and jewelry and all different types of things, coins.
I'm going to take a few of those.
Okay, you get 2 of the rings and a few keys.
Alright, here's one question I would like to know.
Oh, that's fine.
I got no.
Orison looks back down at you and kind of swirls it around, and you see yourself with Tip and Desmond.
Wow. Tip and Desmond, wow.
Back.
You're with yourself.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
You're looking at yourself back on the island, where Barry was.
Oh.
This is the spot where you're like putting both your hands on the egg, and Desmond's interrogating Barry. William's also sitting there. What is Tip doing?
Watching and wait. So this is like in front of me.
In front of you, yes.
I'm gonna reach out and see if I can.
Touch Lillian?
No, just push her.
You want to go touch Lillian?
Sure.
Where do you want to touch her?
On the head.
On the head? Oh, how am I going to do this? Okay. You touch her on her head, and her head kind of snaps back and where you are. And what was that?
Is that what she sounds like?
That's a lot more irritating than I thought it did. Damn, I'm so sorry, guys.
So it's like
and staring right at you, but can't exactly see you. And she turns back, and then the image changes, and you're back in that treehouse with Orison sitting there. And he says, "You can have anything else, anything you'd like here."
That's cool and all, but I'd like to get back to the real world.
Well, maybe you'd like to change your mind. Here, let me show you. And all the birds kind of pick you up by one on your arms, kind of like that, and kind of carry you off, kind of like Pigeon Man from Hey Arnold. And cut there back to Lilium. You're with Monroe, going down. You just entered into Soulwood, the outskirts, actually.
I'm outside of a skirt. I'm about to be inside of a skirt.
You're passing by some of the cabins, and you also pass by some of the farmland. Monroe's looking around nervously.
Has Monroe been quiet the whole time?
He hasn't been quiet the whole time, but he's looking really nervous now. He's kind of shaking. He's heard a lot of these stories about this witch who would kill people like every day.
You cold there, boy?
It's a bit chilly, yeah.
Alright, well, we made it back. To the right there is just the cabin that I was staying at before.
I see. How much further? I don't like being in this town. There's lights on and a bunch of... It's not too late, but it is nighttime.
Alright, we can go to the cabin that would be just us, or we can go to the infirmary.
Whichever's quicker, honestly.
If we go just to the cabin, we're gonna have to figure out how to fix Tip and Obi ourselves.
We can't fix Tip and Obi, or maybe Obi, maybe. But Tip could possibly bleed out any second.
Are you willing to go through the whole town, then?
The whole town?
Infirmary's down there.
Let's hurry up, and he kind of quickens his pace.
Go to the infirmary.
Alright, you enter into the infirmary, and it doesn't seem like many people are in there. It just sees... You see a familiar face, one familiar face who's also in a bed. You recognize him as Howland, who's still out.
It's just in a bed?
Yeah.
It's just been
unconscious. Awesome.
He's been unconscious for a long time. Other than that, there's not many people in that room. But, like, if you're in the hallway and you look into the room with all the beds, you can go forward, and there's kind of a room that's a little bit ajar, and there's some light coming out of it.
I'm gonna walk toward it, and then just kind of go by the door and see if I can hear anything.
You can't really hear anything. It seems just, like, heavy breathing.
Heavy breathing. I know what heavy breathing is.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek in.
You just see a bed, and there's a desk, and, like, candles lit, and someone sleeping in the bed.
Do I recognize the person?
Yes.
Who's it?
Selena.
She's asleep.
Yeah, she's asleep.
Alright. So there's candles around?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna blow out the candles.
It's very dark now. Monroe doesn't see it, and he kind of backs up back into the hallway.
I go out, and I look at her and I'm like, alright, grab a bed.
A bed? You want me to get in bed?
Yeah.
Why?
No one's here to heal right now. We're gonna have to wait out till morning.
What do you mean? He's not gonna last till morning.
You don't know that.
Alright. I'm gonna get in bed. Not here, though. And he starts walking out of the hall.
Does he have Obi on his back, or is Obi still on his back?
Obi on his back. He picks up Obi off of Koa and starts heading down the hallway.
Alright, do you want me to wake her up?
Wake who up?
Selena.
Who's Selena?
The woman we just saw sleeping in the bed.
Well, is she the cleric?
Yeah, I'd assume. She's the one that runs this place.
Then yes!
You make me do so much. Pull out the pocket knife, so I have the light.
Okay.
Not like a harmful, like I'm not pointing knives or anything.
You might want to be careful how Selena takes that. But
I'm holding a closed pocket knife that has like
You just wakes up and you're like,
I just needed healing!
Yeah.
I just
wow.
Genji.
I was, God damn it. Genji and Mercy.
But I walk in, it's just in my palm, like hold visible, just down.
Alright.
I'm gonna go up to Selena and I'm gonna wake her up.
What are you going to do specifically to wake her up?
I'll stand with her and, hey, Selena, you awake?
She kind of turns a little bit and looks at you.
Oh, that worked.
Lilium?
Hey,
Lilium!
Lisa!
And she sits up and she grabs you and hugs you close.
I hug her back.
Where'd you go?
Oh, well, I was just following Desmond around, but I mean...
Oh, don't
Yeah.
stop doing that. He doesn't seem like a good man at all.
You're right. He cut off Tip's arm.
What?
Exactly. I don't trust him. But I do need your help.
Anything you need. Come on.
Really?
And she gets out of bed, like, throws on her robe and, like, starts heading towards... Wait, where's Tip on? Where's Tip? Are you holding?
Tip's
You have Tip?
Yeah.
She sees that he's been bleeding on the floor.
Like, all the way in.
Yeah, so, like, the trail of blood leads from outside, and it's not that much trail of blood, but then where you've stopped and you were just holding Tip, it's just, like, pooling. She grabs Tip and puts him in one of the beds, and as
This
she's...
is my favorite outfit, too.
Shut the fuck.
It's the only outfit.
She casts Cure Wounds on Tip as she's also taking off the bandage that you did and looks at the alcohol that you've uncovered. And she says, I don't understand. Did you try putting alcohol on this wound?
Tip just poured it on. I assumed Tip knew what he was doing.
What? From the looks of it, and she takes the arm and licks it, like, and she kind of like spits out a bit. It is alcohol, but it's not the type that you clean wounds with.
Well, that explains why it's still bleeding.
It's just wine.
I guess I should have looked at the color of the liquid.
Strong wine.
Do you
Tip's drunk off his ass, and that's why he's asleep,
it's going into his bloodstream.
hallucinating.
do you still have the arm?
I'm sure Tip has it.
What, does Tip have the arm?
Tip has been carrying it.
Okay. Selena grabs the arm from wherever you hold it on your sack.
Sure.
Yeah, and pulls out the arm, and it takes like 5 minutes. She's like kind of looking in. She says, "I'm sorry, but I don't think we'll be able to reattach it. Not with the tools that I have here. I haven't handled dismemberment."
I mean, that's cool, but like, could you also help Obi?
Obi?
Yeah, we've been trying to take care of him, but like, he's passed out right now.
Where is he?
He's on Monroe's back.
Who's Monroe?
Oh shit, fam! You don't even know. It's Obi's brother, I think.
Obi has a brother?
Cousin. Hey, Monroe, what are you to Obi again?
I'm his brother, and he steps out of the
Yeah, that's what
darkness
I
into
thought.
the light.
That's Monroe. He's trying to take care of Obi, but like neither of us knew what to do, so I brought him down here.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Monroe, but I'm sorry, young man. I'd like to have met you under different circumstances, but it seems I've got 2 patients here. Please, and she points back to you, Lillian. Which one is in worse condition?
We don't know.
All right. And she kind of clasps her hands together, and she says, "I guess I'll have to make an executive decision." Monroe, was it? Yeah, could you please put Obi back into one of those beds and make sure that his head's held up right? Get a cold cloth, water on his head. I'm gonna handle Tip here. And as she goes to work on Tip and trying to make sure Tip's okay, she starts talking to you about what happened and why you guys left. So, why did Desmond decide to leave and take that Eldridge man?
I mean, they were like old teammates or something like that.
Desmond was working with Eldridge to kill people?
Not to kill people. I don't think they were killing people. Were they killing people? I don't remember. For some reason, my memory just doesn't remember. All I know is that they were together before they were here, and that apparently Selena chews water bottle caps while she's...
I'm sorry, I get really nervous when I'm doing this, but please continue.
You're fine. Just prefer to talk to you when you're able to speak to me. But, Desmond just wanted to get out of here, and I had a similar goal, so I thought that someone with the motive still would be able to help, but it all turned really sour when he betrayed us.
He betrayed you?
And he cut off Tip's arm. I assume he doesn't want to be with us.
Well, that's awful. You'll always have a home here, though. And she kind of puts down the bandaged arm of Tip back on the bed and kind of feels his head. I'm sure he'll be fine by tomorrow. A little bit upset at his missing arm, but I'm sure Mitch could whip something up to fix that. And he winks at you. She winks at you and turns back to
Mitch comes from out of the bed and just goes, huh, and then goes back down.
and comes back to, goes to Obi and tries to fix that and starts talking to Monroe. Cut back to Tip. Orison has been talking to you and just explaining all the good things about this place, and he brings you to almost looking like a crossroads, and he says, to your left is rocks. To your right, Lillian. Straight ahead, Desmond.
I choose Lillian, so I'm gonna go back.
You start going towards Lilium, and as you do, it's kind of like you're running down a tunnel with bright light, and as you're going down that way, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and then you kind of wake up, cut back to Desmond. What are you doing?
I'm sitting, like, at a table in the bar, kind of by the stage, and I've got my whole team there.
Alright.
Oh, shit, did I ever get Tara out of the med bay?
There's no med bay.
By himself?
There's no med bay, but Nigel was patching him up.
Is he good now?
Yeah, he should be good.
Okay. So, assuming he rejoined us, we're all sitting at a table, sitting in the bar. And I say, well, I suppose you've got a formulated plan, but can't help but to get to know my men first. Taro, how do you feel about all this? With, Norris and whatnot?
Feel about what?
Well, this whole situation, as you know, I'm rather new to Mount Newskin. Well, after this short display of Norris, I don't know how to feel about him.
Norris has helped us out a lot. He saved us from Selena, as I'm sure you've come to figure that out. He came down to Soulwood and took a whole handful of us away from that whole mess and figured out what we can do to save ourselves and to get out of this place. So, I guess I owe him my life. Kellen also raises his glass and says, Here.
So, I turn to Taro and I'm like, sounds good. So, if I'm correct, this way out, that would be the 4 amulets.
Norris has made that much clearer. Kellen speaks up. That's as much as we know. Nope. That's as much as we know. Shit, that's the...
There's no Scottish in this world, so it's your own accent, loosely based off of Scottish. Do your own thing.
That's as much as we know, actually. We haven't been told much from Norris. We've been told that as soon as we get the 4 amulets, that's the best chance we get.
And from what I can tell, you've sussed out the location of these amulets? We've got 3 so far.
All 3 we've established. We've gone to as close as we could to the ravine. It's been cut off from us until somehow you guys got back past the crystal wall, which I think is why Norris thinks that you're a special case.
And the 4th one, that would be at this lake?
The lake. That's correct.
Tell me about it.
We couldn't go. Traps. So many traps.
Man-made?
We can't tell. Could be magic or otherwise. It looks like magic to me. Mystic, dark magic.
But nobody's gotten far enough.
We've actually lost a couple men. 1 female.
Real danger.
We've gotten through maybe most of the traps, but that was how we lost most of them.
Any survivors from previous missions I could talk to?
Me and Taro. We're the ones that Norris trusts the most. You could ask and we could just... we're the ones that Norris trusts the most.
Good to know. You two will be my eyes and ears out there. You know the most. And, I got Eldridge on one side and Aloe, and then Kellen and Tara on the other side, and I lean real close to them and I say, what do you know about this Aloe?
Kellen says, I don't very much know much about her. She kind of makes me uncomfortable. Look at the way she stares. And you guys both look at Aloe, and she's just kind of hands on her lap, looking straight for it.
Everybody turns to her, and she's just
straight forward. No smile, whatever, just blank face, just looking straight forward. And Taro speaks up and says, well, I know a little bit more about her, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Do go on.
We found her at the lake, cocooned. Norris took me and 2 other people, and we found her, and that was as far as we got. She was cocooned, part of one of the traps. She was a hard sorceress to get past. Norris somehow found a chink in her armor and did something to her. She was different than now. And he kind of looks over his shoulder looking for Norris, and he looks up at where Norris's room would be, and he can't see past the one-way mirror, but he just assumes that he's not looking, and he gets really close to you. He brought her back here, and all I can remember is those screams coming from his room. I don't know what he did to her, but all I can say to make myself sleep at night, it was for the greater good.
Norris seems like quite the man of mystery, contrary to myself. I'll do my best to be open and honest with you then. In exchange, all I expect is that you do what I say when the time comes, and we all get out of there alive.
That's fair. Norris walks down, he doesn't look at you guys, he's looking at Nigel, and he kind of gives that little head nod to him, and Nigel, who's kind of shining a glass, gives him another nod, and Norris points to you guys, and kind of get, what's this sign called? The okay sign? And he goes, that? ? Okay, ? Towards Taro. Taro looks back at him and also gives it, but missing thumb.
Oh no! So
he's just holding it up, trying to do that, and then Norris walks back upstairs.
Norris gives him thumbs up, and he goes, "You fucking asshole!"
That's a first.
As Norris is going upstairs, a very pale, black-haired woman comes down the other set of stairs towards the stage, to which 2 other people are there holding some type of instruments that seem makeshift out of weird things that are there, like stone and sticks.
And a
banjo. They're just a fantasy banjo. And they're just sitting there waiting. They see that person walk up, and she stands up in front, and everyone kind of clamors on their table, and she kind of waves, and she starts singing as they play the instruments. You assume that the other 2 are bards, and she starts singing. But as she's singing, you feel this wave of just peace and happiness.
So she's a good singer.
Yeah, she's really good. I would play the song that I have in mind, but then that would suck.
Okay.
Cut back to Lilium and Tip. Tip has just woken up.
Am I wide awake?
Oh, wide awake.
Oh, okay. Have I noticed?
Have you?
Guess not.
Were you looking at Tip?
No, I guess not. Was he looking at punching fire? What was I doing?
You were looking at Tip, sorry. Selena went to talk to Obi and Monroe.
So I was by Tip's side. I'm blankly staring at you now.
I'm staring at my attention.
This is a beautiful moment. I teared. I'm alive! You're alive! Tip, what happened?
I don't know. What did happen? My arm's gone.
Wait, your arm's been gone. Is that how long you've been out of it? Have you been okay?
I've been okay.
Tip's gone existential on us. Oh no.
Selena walks over and gives you a big kiss on the forehead.
Oh, girl.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're alive. I was honestly looking. She looks back at you, Lilium. I was honestly not sure if you were gonna wake up. You lost a lot of blood.
Why are we here?
I actually did do a transfusion, though. I got some blood into you. It's a good thing this man over here was a good match for you, and points to Howland.
Just an IV full of pine sap.
Yeah.
Tip is 9% pine sap.
Is Howland blood?
Yeah, it's Howland's blood.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Should have died. I shouldn't have let that happen. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Just kill me now and stab me.
But I hope you're okay.
Seems like I am okay, 'cause I'm awake.
Well, we have this little boy here for you, too. And Obi kind of
steps... And it's Koa. Koa, steps in front of Obi and just starts panting happily.
It's me. I'm the boy.
I'm a good boy.
Koa comes up and, wags his tail.
I pat him and give him little scratches.
He's just super easy, just full body happy. Good boy. Full wailing happily.
Obi actually steps up from behind Selena, and she's like, well, I meant this boy, but I'm sure whatever that is also excited to see you.
I glare at Selena. I'm sorry. Did you just offend Koa?
And Koa just swings back, slobber, looking at Selena, and Selena just eyes back at Koa. I didn't mean to, but if I did, that'll be okay. And
That'll be okay?
That'll be okay.
Why is that okay?
I didn't mean to. If I meant to, you would know it.
Could you apologize, Koa? He seems a little offended.
I'm sorry, Koa, and she pats him on the head. And Obi comes up and jumps into your bed.
Is it still badass, Obi?
He's not saying anything, he's just kind of burying his head into your neck.
I push him off.
And he kisses your neck slowly.
Oh
God!
Obi, is that tongue?
A whole 2 feet of it.
You push him off?
Not off the bed, just away from me.
Okay.
He can still be on the bed.
Okay.
So I'm assuming he's okay then.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, he's completely fine. And then there's this man I've had the pleasure to talk with, Monroe. And Monroe steps up.
Oh, the idiot got it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's been a fun time talking to you, Selena. What do we do now, Lillian? And he comes up close to you, whispers in your ear, can we please get out of here before the witch shows up?
Before what shows up?
No. Just lean over, hand over my mouth, like I'm about to whisper, but just really loud, like, no. Selena, is it cool if we maybe borrow some beds for a rest?
Well, I mean, I don't see why not.
Or actually,
your cabin's still open, and if Desmond, I'm sorry if I brought that name up. I didn't mean to offend. I'm so sorry, Tip, about what Desmond did. That man was just awful. He scared me to death. I don't think he was welcome here at all. He was just a terrible, terrible human being. And Andrew, actually, you didn't hear this from me. Andrew thinks that Desmond was the one who killed Barry.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys tell me?
Because Desmond threatened to kill us if we told you about it.
Oh, and she hugs both of you. It's okay, you're safe now.
Thanks, Mom.
And I'm kind of like, yeah, yelling it. Oh God, Tim! That I guess we'll go with that.
But I actually have to go. You guys stay here. We're still trying to figure out what's going on. The town's members are very, very scared. Not a lot of them come out anymore.
Do you want us to come with you?
If you guys like, but if you guys need that rest, I suggest you get in that bed. Toot sweet.
Sweet. What time is it?
Right now?
Yeah.
It's not morning. It's still nighttime.
Night.
But it's becoming sun.
Night.
Yeah, someone's about to go night.
Dawn. That's what it's. Dawn. Crack of dawn. You guys haven't slept. Tip has slept.
I've slept.
So you got your rest.
You got your rest.
But you're already at full
Yeah.
health. Okay.
You're at full health?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You look at it and you're like...
Yeah, that's right. And she, before she heads out, she says, now, you didn't hear this from me. Do not tell Andrew. But if you want, go to Mitch. And he'll hook, Tip here. Sweetheart, Tip, if you go to Mitch, you can get something else to replace your arm. I'm so sorry I couldn't do anything more for you.
Do I know who Mitch is?
Yes, he's the one.
I don't.
He's the,
He makes bondage.
the tiefling who winked at you.
Oh my gosh, he does.
Yeah, he's the one that was like flirting with Mandy, but also like took hold of the
Hey,
turd.
Mitch. That guy.
Cool.
He's gonna give Tip a strap-on arm.
Are you ready, Tip?
I'm ready.
Yeah, and just straight up Desmond's asshole.
Yeah.
A whole foot.
Oh. Alright.
But like a literal physical foot because he mistook a foot for an arm.
So as she leaves the room, Monroe walks up to you and says, are we gonna be okay? Where's the witch? When's she gonna... We should probably just rest and get the hell out of here.
Alright, well, hey Tip, how tired are you? You're pretty well rested. Did you want to keep watch?
Yeah, sure, why not? I got one arm and got 2 eyes.
Alright.
Are you guys gonna stay in the infirmary or are you gonna go to the cabin?
Probably just stay here. It's probably safe.
Well, someone choose water bottle caps in the background. Is that Howland? Is he up? Did he wake up?
Oh.
Wow, it's incredible. What?
Guys, I'm awake. Wait. And she goes back to sleep.
Just passes right back out. Well, that's that. Anyway.
So you guys rest?
Yeah, I think we're gonna take that rest. Like, I would send you off. Is anyone, Monroe and Obi, are they in fine shape?
Obi's fine. Monroe hasn't slept just like you. Obi and Tip are going to be awake together.
I'll leave you two together alone. Right.
I've been feeling so fly. What's the words?
Feel free to wake me up if something suspicious happens. I'm gonna rest up because I carried you down here and carried Obi down here. We're tired. Got it. I'm weak. Like, I'm surprised, like, I didn't drop you. Except for those 2 times that I mean, sorry. It was just your arm. It was okay.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Cut back to Desmond. Jamie just finished up her song, and then you kind of go back to feeling kind of scared. Well, you're
Scared.
and nervous. Well, you know, you're in this weird place. You don't know what's going on. You're very confused. You know that you're about to go on this thing, but you're also wondering what was that kind of passed through you that made you feel so happy and carefree.
I turn to Kellen. Let's hear more from him. And I say, who is she?
That's Jamie. You don't fuck.
You don't fuck. Okay.
I want to say,
I mean, I do, but...
never take our freedom. That's Jamie.
What?
Can you talk to Taro for me?
Can I talk to Taro?
Yeah.
No. What's Kellen got to say?
Damn it.
Oh, Roy, that's Jamie.
Where's Jamie?
Jamie.
The Jamie's gone.
Oh, that's Jamie. She's, you don't want to be talking to Jamie.
No? Why not? She seems like the friendly sort.
Oh, she's...
Wonderful singer.
Oh, yes, she's friendly, but if you look at, the men around here, and if you're looking around the men...
Yeah.
Not the men, but just the people in general, you'll see that...
Wait, are there women here?
Yeah.
You'll never describe men to me. I figured it was like an all-boys club. Okay.
You want me to tell you the trost?
Well, just give me like a percentage. Is it like 50-50?
No.
Mostly guys?
Mostly guys. There's
Okay.
a few females.
A few, okay.
But he says, if you look around the room, there's more... You've noticed that there's more people here than who you've seen last time.
Mm.
And if you look around and you actually see Terry, who is from Soulwood, his hood is missing.
Oh.
But Terry, his hood's missing, and looks like he's been crying. He looks very upset.
What did Terry do in Soulwood?
He was the one who had 26 sticks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he was also the one who was yelling at Andrew, like, where's Corey?
Woodman, okay with staying.
Yeah, and he looks like he's been crying, and that's the one you notice.
Damn. What happened to that guy? Wait, isn't he from Soulwood?
That he is. We get a lot of people here from Soulwood if they have nowhere to go. Looks like he has got an appointment with Jamie.
What does she do?
We'll watch. And as Jamie's coming down the stage, comes beeline towards Terry and starts talking to him. She grabs him by the wrist and kind of leads him off up to the stairs, and he looks back at you. I don't think you'd like to see what she does, but sometimes if you don't want to live anymore, you go to Jamie. She'll make your last moments happy.
Oh. Desmond shudders. Damn. I was trying to get my pee-pee sucked. No, he doesn't say it.
She's a succubus.
A succubus.
A succubus.
You got a succubus?
Magical and all.
Real one. Very rare. I was surprised to find her in Soulwood. Actually, she was here before Norris.
Desmond squints. He turns to look at her as she's walking out of the room. And then he just mutters under his breath like,
Suspicious. Give me some of that cookie cake.
Alright. What time is it? Local time? Mountain News time?
Oh, Mount News time. Dawn.
Dawn? Alright. Generally, in Soulwood, like the whole region, is it like summer?
Right now, it's spring going into summer.
Okay. So it's pretty warm during the day and it's not freezing at night?
Yeah.
Okay. How far is the lake?
Oh, from Mount News?
Yeah.
The one that you guys want to go to?
Yes, the one we want to go to.
What you have to do is you got to take the exit that Norris has. You know how there's an exit out where the bar was, where you guys like threw the cloak out there?
Yes.
Well, Norris explained to you that you guys are going to take a different exit that comes right out onto the plain. All you have to do is journey around to the lake.
Approximately how long would it take?
An hour.
An hour? That's it?
It'd take 30 minutes to get down because it's just like a straight drop. Not drop, but like a straight like shoot down to the bottom of the mountain. Then a half an hour to the lake.
Pretty close. I turn to Taro, and I say, I kind of like glance at his hand. Is it like bleeding through the bandage?
Just a bit, but it looks like it stopped. Thanks to
Is it bandaged well?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. I look at him and I say, is there a doctor or something around here I can see to by tending my wounds?
Nigel's the best one we got. The only one we got, actually.
I say, oh, excellent. This bodes well. I'll be right back. And I walk off to the bar, and I talk to Nigel.
What do you say?
Does he greet me, or is he just...
He's just swabbing a cup, looking away, but he knows you're there.
He's cleaning a cup, but like under the bar?
No, in plain sight.
So, I just approach him and I'm like, I heard you're the local medic around here. He's some tending to come himself pretty bad in the last little scrape.
Looks back from the cup and looks at you and like, yeah, I see that.
I've got like part of my armor off, like on my arm, and I've got like revealed like a big like scratch mark or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
And I put my both my elbows on the bar and I lean forward and I'm like, we'll see. Norris here, your boss man, has sent me on a mission to the lake, and if I'm to do my job, to do what Norris has told me, then I'm gonna need some medical attention before I leave. So, in compliance with his orders, I'd recommend you help me out.
He sees you get really close on the bar, and he also puts the cup down and slides real close face to face with you. And he says, no, I understand all of that, but how do I know that you won't betray us? Just like you betrayed the humans, or betrayed your friends. Maybe I'm just got Norris's best interest in mind.
That's not for you to worry about. That's for your boss to worry about, and you to follow orders.
He leans back from the bar, looks up at Norris's room, looks under the bar.
Norris is just standing in the window. Oh god.
Looks down at the bar, looks back at you, picks up a little healing potion.
A bottle of some sort.
And he kind of hands it out.
If he's offering it, I'll take it.
He grips it hard when you take it, and he pulls back. Are you going to hold on to it?
I'm not going to, like, wrestle him for it, but I'm gripping it.
Yeah. And he kind of pulls it closer to him, and he says, if you betray Norris, you will rue the day you were born. And drops it.
I'm still holding this on the
yeah.
Ball, yeah. I crack the potion, and I sniff it, and it smells like not fucking poison.
No, it's not poison.
Awesome. I recork it, and then the glass is still sitting on the table when I just cleaned. I spit in the glass and turn around and walk away back to the table. And I call up my shoulder like, you missed a spot.
Well, he says, Desmond! Do you turn around?
Oh, what?
He picks up the cup. No, he picks up the cup, pours something in it, and he says, I wouldn't suggest hurting your friends either, and takes a sip out of it.
That's gay, Nigel!
That's gay, Nigel.
Desmond just kind of chuckles. He thinks it's funny as shit. He's not scared.
Real quick, that handles just like Cure Wounds spell does.
Okay, so do you have to roll for healing?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just letting... No, you don't get it. Oh, fuck. 15 points.
I regained 15 points?
Yep.
Hey! So I'm at full health. Awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was like, that's all.
What? I was just...
You roll 3 times for Cure Wounds?
It depends on that one.
Oh, is it what level spell does that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You guys don't know what level Nigel is.
Apparently, pretty
You're
high.
a good little alchemist.
I regret my entire life. Oh, give you the audio soon, no big deal. Hey, do our notes, it'll be
Desmond
great.
takes it like a reverse shot, so he chugs the potion and then slams a whiskey behind it to wash it down. Yeah, he's been pretty good. Back to full health. Got my rest. Yeah, we Gucci boys. I turn to the table and I say...
We Gucci boy.
I say, we Gucci boys. And I say, alright, let's take this one for the road. I grab, like, the bottle that we were all sharing at the table, pouring drinks for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, I turn towards the door.
As you turn towards the door, you two...
Assuming everyone's, like, armored and ready.
Okay.
Are they, like, wearing PJs?
They're not necessarily ready. Like, you're gonna... Kellen and Taro are ready because they've been sitting there. But Eldridge is... Never mind, yeah, they're ready.
So Desmond, I'm gonna pee before we go.
I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna pee my pants out. Like, I can't go. No, but as you turn towards the door... So the exit's over here that would go straight out the mountain, but the other one is towards the stairs. Mm-hmm. So as you turn towards it, you see Jamie walking down, kind of holding a piece of article...
A thumb.
Holding an article of clothing.
Awesome.
That you would recognize as something Terry was wearing.
Oh, Terry! Oh, Terry! Oh.
She comes up real close to you, and she says, well, who's this? And she gets really close up to you, kind of like looking at... Hold on. Real quick. Roll a... Is it a will... No. What's the closest thing to a will save?
Wisdom saving throw is used for mind alteration magic.
Wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Awesome. Oh, I have a fucking 1 wisdom now. Let's take. Is that a 9 or 6? That's a 9.
That's a 9?
10.
Nope. You feel really happy. You feel kind of aroused.
I'll take happy, but Desmond's not aroused.
No, you're aroused. You rolled a 10.
Desmond hasn't felt this way in years.
This
is Viagra for Desmond.
What would sexually arouse Desmond?
Some death.
Are you asking what Desmond's fetish is?
No, I'm just like, what would like turn him on? Like, oh yeah.
Well, anyway, imagine being high.
All right.
Like he's just like not thinking correctly, and that would be a good thing to him because he's very much a man who like stews in his thoughts and stews about. So if he's like not thinking about anything, mind completely blank, drunk off his ass, like that's when he's in his best mood because he's not thinking about all the shit in his life.
Okay.
So for right now, everything's like.
Yeah, and she gets really close to you and she says, if you're not doing anything later, we could actually get something at the bar, and then we could find a nice place to ourselves. And she takes her finger and like puts it over your head and kind of like slides it all the way down to your chin.
I did fail the save.
Not by much, though.
Not by much?
No.
You're just lightly aroused.
No. I'm just saying you failed it. You definitely failed it, but like.
Can I do the thing where like when you put 2 magnets together that are the same, where he's just like I just like.
You take that.
No, you just take that. Like
I take it.
You're just sitting there. You're kind of like in the moment. You're just like frozen. Not frozen,
Okay.
but you're enjoying this moment.
I say, if all goes according to plan, I should be getting back from the lake around dusk. Maybe I'll see you at the bar then. I'll have drinks.
And she smiles very wide. Then Taro comes in. Jamie, not this one. We need this one. And kind of like brushes past her and like pushing you towards the exit.
Awesome. Do I snap too?
Oh, you snap too. As soon as you leave her gaze and out of like 10 feet, you snap too.
Desmond's just like blinking like, whoa, what was that?